Hello, I'm Angela Toucan from the Lilypad digital scrapbooking community. I recently created this page using some digital scrapbooking products by NBK Design, who sells at the Lilypad store. And I've had a number of requests for people from people asking me to show them how I coloured this bird. Now the bird comes from this pack of brushes, Artsy Blends Birdsong #1 by NBK Design. Comes in PNG format and in ABR. I've installed the ABR brush set and that's what I'm going to be using here. So to show you the basic process, I've got a set of colours here that I'm going to use, and I'm going to start by creating a new pixel layer. But I don't want it inside my swatch. Right. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the brushes panel, and in here I'm going to find the brush pack I want, and that's going to be this one, NBK Artsy Blends #1 Birdsong. The blue tip is brush number 3. So here it is on my brush. Now I don't want it to be black. I'm going to want to make it a mixture of 3 different colours. I want blue for my main. So I'm going to change my brush colour to this dark blue and stamp. Go back to my layers panel. I'm going to add another pixel layer. This time I'm going to make it brown because I want that branch to be brown. So changing my brush colour to brown and stamp. And then my last time I'm going to brush it in, I'm going to use this cream because that's what I'm going to have the paint splashes in. So there we go, stamped. Now they're not lined up, but that's not a problem. I can select them all and line them up using the alignment tool. Now they're all identically on top of each other. So if I just hide the top 2, we can just see this blue. So here there's a branch, which I'm going to make brown. And I'm going to do that by using a mask. So I'm going to put the brown stamped image back in, and I'm going to go to the mask layer, which is this icon down here, and I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to create an empty mask. So now we can't see that brown at all. All we can see is the blue. So when you're masking, black is remove and white is reveal. So I'm going to set that back to black. So I've got black and white in my palette. Now I'm going to be revealing, so let's switch them over so I've got white. And I'm going to go back to my brushes, and I'm going to select the masking brushes and start with a reasonably small brush. Not quite small enough, so let's make it a bit smaller. Zoom in, and I'm going to just paint back in those branches. So obviously in the bits of the brush stamped image where there's not a lot there, there's not a lot to actually colour in, but there's a lot more when you come to here. Now, here, as you can see, I've gone over the edge, but that's not a problem. We switch back to black, which black is remove. I can just remove those bits that I don't want. And here, where it's gone a little bit wide on branch. And that's looking good. And now I want to put in a little bit of branch here, but not a lot. So I'm just going to go somewhere in between grey and black and white for a grey, and that'll just give me a little bit of colour coming up here, just to kind of just give it a little bit of a edge. Okay, so let's pull that back to black and come into my white cream layer, and again I'm going to have an empty mask. So right clicking on the mask layer, empty mask. With my brush set to white, I'm going to start revealing some of these paint splats so that they are white instead of blue. Not all of them, but some of them. Over here, I think I've overdone it. So back to the black, and let's just come in and take a bit off here. Put it back. So I think I like that. So now I have all three of those brush stamps coloured slightly differently to create a nice pretty image. Now I might want to keep it like that, but in this instance I want to put a bit more colour in as well. So I'm just going to group these stamps together so that if they get moved they all stay together. And I'm going to go underneath the stamped image and I'm going to add a pixel layer. Go back to my brushes and I'm going to look for some watercolours. Brush, and I'm going to take a smooth round brush with my brush set to this yellow, and I'm just going to start painting in some yellow for the chest area. So quite a lot in that bit. That's nice. Okay, my next layer, and I'm going to go with this cream, and we're going to paint in some colour behind the brush for the head, and a little bit here on the chest, but not as much as that brush is a bit big, so let's take that brush down a bit smaller. So just put a little bit of lighter colour here. Right, time for another layer, and this one I'm going to do in the blue. So let's paint a bit of blue in at the top where the head is. So a little bit of blue here, and lots of blue for the back and underneath this tail area. And then another layer, this time green. Just putting a little bit of green in the back and a little bit of green at the bottom here. And then I think finally we'll just have a little bit of white just in here. I think I want to have a little bit of brown in that beak, so another layer, this time with the brown, and I will need a smaller brush because that beak's quite tiny. And then just paint a little bit of that brown in there. And gone over a bit, so in the eraser tool, let's just take that bit. So zooming out, there is my painted blue tit. And I'm going to now group all the painted layers together. Let's call that stamps. Paint. And then group those. That's now ready for me to put with whatever I want in the way of scrapbooking products to create a page. And this is back to the one that I did before. And again, it's from this Artsy Blends pack by NBK Design. Thank you for watching. Have fun creating. Let me see what you make. And blessings to you and yours from Angela.